Welcome to the Prep Zone. My name is Grant Yenny, and tonight it's semifinals action here at Lakeshore High School as Rayne travels to take on the undefeated Lakeshore Titans. Now the mission is clear: win and you go to the Superdome. Now the last time a St. Tammany Parish public school team went to the state championship, it was Salmon back in 2000, and this guy was on the field. Let's bring in our analyst, Coach Tiger Edwards. And Tiger, what do we know about Lakeshore coming into tonight?
Lakeshore. What do you want to know? Pass, pass, pass. Chris Penton, senior quarterback, 3,300 plus yards, 40 touchdowns. Heck, for many high school quarterbacks, that's a career. He's got 4 receivers. He spreads the ball out. He'll go to Bernard. He'll go to Willis. He will go to Massa and Speraldo. And he's got running backs with Lowery and Hayes. But they like to throw the football, and they throw everywhere and anyhow.
On the other side of the field, you have Rayne. They have a big running game. What do we know about them?
They also like to, the complete polar opposite, run the football. They operate out of the wing T, an old-time formation that if it's blocked right is devastating. It's like smash mouth football. They've got Trent Winbush, 2,300 yards rushing, 32 touchdowns. Now that is almost a career for somebody. But then they've got Darian Harmon, who's got 1,300 yards and 19 touchdowns, 2 guys over 1,000 yards, and they will try to control the football and run it.
Tiger, thank you. I just spoke with both coaches moments ago. Let's hear what they had to say and get to the action. Pre-game with Coach Jones. Coach, the semifinals, what are you telling your guys before they come out here tonight?
It's pretty much the same thing I told you last week. It doesn't change. It's another game. Rules are the same. Focus on who our opponent is, what their scheme is, and go out and execute.
It's a familiar opponent. Played against them last year. What do you know about them coming into tonight?
Power running game. Very good backs. Number 9, number 5, number 14 are all very good. If you overcommit, they'll hit you over the top for a pass. So you got to be disciplined in everything that you do.
How much is last year in their head, and are you doing your best to keep it out of their head?
I'm not even focusing on last year. But both teams are completely different. Even though we got a bunch of the same players, we're totally different.
Pre-game with Coach Ware. Coach, it's the first time seeing you in the prep zone here this season. What got you here to the semis?
There's a lot of hard work. Kids work real hard, and had a great season. We were in a really tough district. I think it prepared us for the playoffs, and we played well so far.
And Lakeshore is a familiar opponent. You guys beat them in the playoffs last year. What's going into your talk to your players before the game this year?
2 totally different teams. You know, they got like 18 starters back. I mean, obviously they're improved. I think we're improved. That game has nothing to do with this game.
What's it going to take to beat a team like Lakeshore? They have a lot of offensive firepower, good defense. What's it going to take to beat them tonight?
I think we're just 2 totally opposite as far as offense. We run the ball, they throw the ball. We got to kind of control the clock and hopefully keep the ball out of their hands.
Morgan Manuel to put this one in play for Rayne to kick off this semifinal matchup. Gaucher and Bernard back deep to return for the Titans. Manuel booting this one down. It will be returned. Gaucher fields it, returns it past the 20, looking to get it to that far sideline, and he'll be brought down over there by number 44, John Daigle. So we get to see first action of Penton and company here for Lakeshore. They've been a high-powered offense all season. Penton, 3,360 yards, 40 touchdowns for the Titans.
Like I said in the pregame, that's like a career for some high school quarterbacks for sure.
Max Lowery to his left. He's had a tremendous playoff run. He didn't even take over until week 10. They go with the hard count to try and draw Rayne off sides. They hold disciplined. Here 1st and 10, calling for it. Screen pass out to Bernard. Bernard gets away from one defender, crosses to the 30 before being pushed out of bounds by Johnny Deculet.
Well, Isaiah Paul, the defensive back, played that pretty well, but he didn't wrap up. And that's what you got to do, and I think that's what Coach Ware is going to be concerned about. They can make these catches, but they've got to make the tackles right away. Second down and 2, excuse me.
It's 2nd and 2 for the Titans. Those wrap-up drills so important. 2 to the right, 2 to the left for Penton. They'll send in a new play from the sideline there to the bottom of your screen. Massa and Bernard Penton calls for it, looking to his left, and it is, they say it is complete to Massa, and that'll be a first down for the Titans. Looked like he was bobbling it a little bit, but he got it in before stepping out of bounds.
Not for a first down, just a little stop route, nothing big yet. They're kind of keeping it under control, what they're trying to do. I'm expecting them to decide to go long here soon.
Look at Jalen Willis at the top of your screen. He's a big, deep threat for the Titans. 1st and 10, calling for it. They hand off to Lowery. Good push from that offensive line. He'll get about a 5-yard gain on the carry.
Going into this game, I expected Coach Ware from Rayne to be using 5 or 6 defensive backs against this, and he obviously that sets up the run a lot better.
Yes.
So we'll see how much he sticks with that. Right now, he's using a 4-1 to try to stop the run.
Calling for it, Penton flaring out is Lowery. He's wide open. Looking deep is Penton for Smeraldo, and well overthrown. Incomplete on the coverage over there. Number 6. Check that. That is number 9, Trent Wimbush. So playing both ways. That's that stud running back that they have.
Yes, they're pulling out all stops now. There's not a lot, comparatively speaking, there's not a lot of players on that far side. So everybody, it's all hands on deck.
Brings up 3rd and 4, trips to the right. You have Massa alone at the bottom of your screen. Penton calling for it. Handoff goes to Lowery. He's met in the backfield and slung down for a loss by number 66, Antonio Gabriel.
Wow, nice play right there from that defensive lineman, Gabriel. He got in there, wrapped him up, and threw him down. He's going to bring up 4th down in a punting situation.
Something we haven't seen with Lakeshore was a punt on their first drive all season, at least when we covered them. So that'll bring on Massa to punt. Averaged 30 on 1 punt last week. This one end over end and will be downed at about the 24-yard line by the Titans. So now we get our first look at the Rayne Wolves offense, led by Trent Wimbush. We talked about him in pregame. Has well over 2,000 yards rushing on the season.
And his running mate, his stablemate there, Darian Harmon's got over 1,300 yards. So who are you going to key on? They both can take it to the house.
Both seniors. Under center here on 1st down, calling for it. Pitch going to Wimbush, and he finds a hole. There's a flag in the backfield, though, so this should come back, but he's still on his feet, and he'll be brought down by Brendan Perry. It will all be negated. But that's something there. That hole opened up for him, and he hit it pretty hard. Obviously, it's coming back, but that could be shades of what we could see tonight.
They lined up in an I formation with a wing to the right, and basically a toss play, block down, kick out, and run the fullback through there, and somebody got caught for holding. So that one's going to come back. It's going to be a 1st and 16 for the Wolves.
At 1st and 16, their quarterback, Darian Richard, a junior for Rayne. He went over to the sideline to get the new play.
Richard threw for 3 touchdowns last week out of with the team up. They're pushing it back even further. So I'm guessing mark the spot. It's going to be 1st and 20.
1st and 20 from the 14. Very loud crowd here at Lakeshore here for the semifinals. Richard calls for it. Handoff goes to Harmon. He's looking to kick it outside and hit the corner, and he's upended over on the sideline by Brendan Perry.
That time they had 2. They had a slot to this side and a wing to the other side, so they had 2 guys. One thing I should note is, if you're watching at home, the offensive linemen for Rayne are foot to foot. Usually there's splits of a 2 foot, 1 foot between the guard and center, and 2 foot everywhere else. No splits, almost foot to foot. What they're doing is they're bringing that defense down in and trying to get outside on them.
That brings up 2nd and 13. Richard will hand off on the sweep. He's met in the backfield. Deculet, and he's dropped in the backfield by number 44. That's Bernard.
Good play right there defensively as they cut off that speed. Basically, that was a speed sweep from the with the wing back going in motion. Going to bring up 3rd down and 14. This is not something that Rayne, the kind of position Rayne wants to be in. They want 3 and short, 3rd and short, not 3rd and long, as they're not a big-time throwing team.
So on 3rd down, they pitch it out, and Bernard nearly getting to Wimbush in the backfield, and this time Tylen Driver gets there. Driver had a spectacular game last week, but there's a flag down as he slung down Trent Wimbush, awaiting the call from the officials. It's looking like 2 flags out. Some discussion. And it's a holding on the offense and a personal foul called on the offense. So they're going over talking to Coach Jones. So that'll bring up 4th down. And back up Rayne.
So yeah, that was pretty much personal foul against the offense.
Yeah, and they declined it.
Yeah.
So that'll push them back to about the, let's see.
There was 2
about
personal
the
fouls.
8-yard line.
He signaled 2 personal fouls, and so they marked it back, and they're going to punt it.
Yeah, so the punter, Manuel, is standing in halfway inside his own end zone.
I'm smelling the block is on right here.
Snap is back, Manuel, and they got a hand on it. Lakeshore was able to get a hand on it, and Rayne will fall on it, but excellent field position for the Titans to start their next drive, and another flag is out, so the chippiness already starting. This one may be on Lakeshore. So you see some clapping from Rayne after the flag was thrown from Tavares Pollard.
Wow, this is great field position, but we're going to hear.
Well, we'll see where the official spot is after the flag is assessed.
Yeah, we're going to hear where they're. Dead ball, personal foul.
And it's a personal foul against Rayne, so this is excellent.
Wow.
An excellent opportunity for Lakeshore here.
Well, Rayne has come here, and they have just started shooting themselves in the foot. That's 3. It's got to be 3
personal fouls. Yeah. Because the one play had 2, and then that one. So yes.
3. That's not how you want to. Coach Ware doesn't like to start his game this way, for sure.
So it's 1st and 10 from the 14 for the Titans as they go trips right. Excellent field position to start this drive. Penton calls for it. He'll keep it himself, and he'll be dropped by number 54, Jamian Evans.
Penton has 5 touchdowns rushing on the year.
And that'll bring up 2nd and 7 for the Titans. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Penton goes hard counting. And the new play being signaled in. You have Bernard and Massa to the left, Smeraldo and Willis to the right. Calling for it. Handoff goes to Lowery, who's bottled up after a gain of about 2. He'll be brought down by a pack, if you will, of Wolves. But Gabriel in on the tackle.
They moved. They're going to trips to the top of the screen. I'm looking for something that way.
Here on 3rd down.
Maybe a drag coming across.
3rd and 6. Penton calling for it. Screen out Smeraldo, and he'll be dropped. Big tackle over there by number 30, Tony Roberts, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Coach Ware is going to like that because even though they shot themselves in the foot and gave them great field position, they've held them to it. There'll be a field goal try here, I'm assuming. But they did what Coach Ware wanted. If it was a complete pass, make the tackle.
Absolutely. And Massa on the season done very well kicking. His longest from 42. Snap, hold, kick is up from Massa, and it is good.
24 yards on that one.
So with 6:04 remaining here in the first quarter, Lakeshore takes the lead 3-0. So Massa to kick off after the 24-yard field goal. He's now 7 of 10 on the season. Massa to boot this one deep. Typically, he puts it in the end zone for the touchback, and that'll be par for the course there.
That would be typical right there.
So the Rayne will take over at the 20. A good hold by Lakeshore last time. Good defensive hold for Lakeshore last time against this offense. But, you know, after seeing them once through one drive, they made some adjustments on that sideline.
Yeah, they did. Now, I will say that Rayne started off with a real good run and then imploded with a bunch of penalties, holding in personal fouls. So second time around, let's see what they do.
Darian Richard under center for Rayne. Goes hard count on 2, and it's taught a pitch out to Wimbush, and Wimbush will gain about 6 yards on the carry.
Easy, just a straight up toss sweep. He got outside, blockers there, good yardage. See, second down and short. That's what Coach Ware wants. He wants second and short.
Come on, Titan fans!
And that'll bring up 2nd and 3.
And he's going to lull you to sleep. He wants to run, and then all of a sudden pop one to the tight end. So got to be awake. Lakeshore's got to be on top of it.
Richard calls for it. Handoff goes Harmon, left side, has room to run, spins off a defender. He'll get the first down for being brought down over there on the far sideline by Ziegler.
Exactly what Coach Ware wants. The clock is running, or he went out of bounds, but the clock will be running. He wants to limit Lakeshore's touches, how many times they have the football, keeps their offense kind of the Lakeshore offense off the field, so they get a little rusty and they get a little anxious. When they come in, they'll make mistakes. And you're running the clock. The clock's running right now.
Typical ground and pound football. Clock stopped due to the moving of the chains. Richard handoff up the middle, and he's met by a host of Titans brought down by Westcott and Womack.
That was a simple trap play. It's kind of the lead play in what they're running out of the wing tee. So they got to show you that every once in a while so that they can go to something else. And, you know, hopefully they want to pop it. But if they don't, you've seen it. You know it's coming again. You got to defend that along with everything else they run.
Exactly. 2nd and 9, 4:24 on the clock here in the first. Richard under center, calls for it. Toss out once again to Wimbush. Going left side, he'll be pushed out of bounds after getting to about the 40-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down for Rayne. Well, he was pushed out a little sooner than I thought, so a gain of about 4, pushed out at about the 37.
Third and 5, huh?
Third and a long 5.
A long 5.
A long 5 for Rayne. You think we see him go to the pass?
No, they're not going to. I don't think they'll go away from what they're doing. They're not going to pass on 3rd down, I don't think. They're a pass on 1st down. They're going to run right. They're running right.
Handoff goes Harmon, and the turf monster gets him.
Wow. I'm not sure that was going to work, but they had them outnumbered to this side. That's why I said they were running right. And one of the defensive backs from Lakeshore thought he was on the wrong side and was vacating. So that was set up to be a good play, but the turf monster, he can get you.
So that'll bring up 4th down, and we'll see Morgan Manuel come on to punt this one. Back deep to return the punt, Jalen Willis for the Titans. Snap is high. And no flag there. And this one will be downed. They'll let it continue rolling down at the 35-yard line. That was a near block for the Titans.
I would say that Rayne's got a good team, but their punt team execution is a little leery right now.
Very high.
I would be going after that thing. I would put pressure on Manuel.
Especially with Manuel not punting it too quickly. That snap also, accuracy's off, and it's not getting back there very quickly either. No zip. First down. Penton, screen out to Willis, has room to run, and he'll be brought down about a gain of 8. Brought down by number 16, Jamarcus Monroe.
Yeah, they threw the wide receiver screen out there, got some blocking, and picked up 8. 2nd and 2 is a go long play. I'm going to the house on this call.
So 2nd and 2. You have trips to the right. Penton calling for it. Play action. Looking to pass. Has to roll to his right. Launches this one. It's complete to Willis. Excuse me, Jacob Bernard. And Jacob Bernard got full extension there. He leaped all the way up using all of that 37-inch vertical that he has in full extension.
Good, nice pass and catch right there. If anybody was going to catch it, it was going to be him. Massa, I think he was looking at him initially. He got behind his man later on in that play.
So another first down for the Titans. This time they're going trips to the left. Massa, Smeraldo, and Bernard to the left. Calls for it. Complete to Bernard. Just a quick
little dig
route
pass right there.
And he's brought down by Wimbush.
It's like a run. You got 3 yards. It's 2nd down and 7. 2 more 3 yards. One of them a 4-yard. But you got a first down.
And that'll bring up 2nd and 7. 1:55 to go here in the first quarter. The clock is running. Trips to the left. And Penton surveying, calling for it. Looking to pass, launches this one out for Willis, and he'll be dropped before getting to the first down. Brought down by number 5, Darian Harmon, the other running back, but also playing both ways. And that'll bring up 3rd and 2 for the Titans.
Again, it's like a run. You're down to 3rd and 2. Still good field position.
So Titans still driving. 1:20 to go here in the first quarter. And they're switching sides with Willis. They have a tight end down, it looks like.
Bernard is uncovered right here.
And Bernard running that same quick dink route, and he catches it and will go for the first down.
Exactly. They're not putting someone over there by him. They're letting the safety be about 9-10 yards off of him. So it's a no-brainer. That's 4 or 5 yards. Boom. Hit him with the pass.
Yeah, all he does is take a step and turn.
Right. That's gonna make Rayne have to adjust to that. And then when that happens, something else is going to be open.
But 1st and 10, again, as the clock continues to wind and the play's called in from the sideline. Penton calls for it, looking downfield. Good protection. Lofts this one up for Willis, who's wide open in the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown. Jalen Willis right in the back of the end zone.
He had all that time. It was simple. Go long, put it right there. He's accurate passer. We know that. Boom, that was easy. The longer that play went on, the better that chance of it being successful.
And he had.
Oh, but we got a flag.
Oh, and a flag down. Seen late. We were all focusing on Willis in the end zone. Didn't see the flag thrown. So let's.
And when I said he had all that time because there was holding.
Because there was holding, so it's called back. And Lakeshore will be moved back to the 47. So 21 seconds to go here in the first.
They shot themselves in the foot that time.
2 to the right, 2 to the left. Let's see how they respond after having the play called back. Calling for it, Penton. Quick pass, Bernard. Bernard is brought down after crossing the 30-yard line by Trent Winbush, but it was caught right over Johnny Deculer.
Yeah, basically a little slant pass, and Penton's so accurate. He put it up high over the defender, boom, right to Bernard, and he got a first down. Not close to a first down. He got back a lot of that yards. Second down and about 4.
Yeah, so 2nd and 4. When we come back, that'll end the first quarter with Lakeshore leading 3-0.
St. Tammany Parish Public Schools, an A-rated school district. Graduates with the highest ACT scores in the state. Facilities with the latest technology. Safe and secure schools. A variety of sports. Fine arts. And learning to last a lifetime.
I'm Superintendent Trey Foles, and this is where we educate every child, every day.
Start of the second quarter. Lakeshore at the 28-yard line. Penton calling for it on 2nd down. Pass complete, and he is drilled. That's Smeraldo, the big hit from Trent Winbush. But that's a first down for the Titans.
Simple stop route on the 2 inside guy, Bernard and him, and he lays it right on the money. Bernard had his hand up right at the end of that, like, hey, I'm open. But doesn't every wide receiver.
Yeah, for sure. And Smeraldo absorbed a big hit, but held on to it. 1st and 10 for the Titans as they continue this drive. Calling for it. Handoff goes Lowery, has a big hole, hits it, and he'll be brought down after a gain of about 7.
So, dink, 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 dink here and there. Got you thinking about how do we stop this passing game, and then boom, bust a quick trap up the middle.
And Maximus Lowery hits that hole hard, and we know that offensive line can blow open some holes. So 2nd and 4 for the Titans. Penton calling for it, and he gives them Lowery once again. Lowery will get a gain of 2 before being brought down over there by number 25, Hunter Pryor. Pryor, a freshman for Rayne. But that brings up 3rd and 2 for Lakeshore as they continue on this drive. Trips to the right. New play coming in. You have Willis, Bernard, and Smeraldo to the right. Calls for it. Penton, he gives to Lowery. Lowery trying to bounce it outside, evades 1, and he's still evading defenders. But eventually brought down in bounds, and let's see how close he is to that first down.
That mark is going to be,
it'll bring up
4th down.
4th and just shy. I mean,
a yard maybe?
Maybe a yard.
Maybe, I don't know.
But they're going to keep that offense on the field.
Right.
And Penton, Rayne defensive line holds discipline there. And you see Bernard saying, hey,
I'm
look
open.
at me. Call a play to me. So you have Willis, Bernard, and Smeraldo, and they do it again.
They're trying to draw him offside. We're at 3 seconds. They're going to call timeout. They're going to call timeout and decide what they're going to do.
So Lakeshore will take a timeout with 9:37 remaining here in the second quarter, and Lakeshore leads 3-0. 4th down for the Titans. 2-back set. And sending in some extra big guys down there. Penton looking to call them offsides.
Ooh, they could have got Bernard from moving over there.
Calling for it. Penton, keeper himself, has room. He'll get the first down, and he'll be brought down inside the 10-yard line. So that's a first down for the Titans. But as you said, a break for him with some movement from Bernard.
Right. I had a feeling with two backs in the backfield that they were going to run the football at that particular point.
So that was 1st and goal from the 9 for the Titans. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. New play coming in. Lowery to Penton's left. Penton calling for it. Designed run once again. Hits it hard, and he's driven back. He'll gain maybe a yard, maybe just getting back to the line of scrimmage, but brought down by Jamarcus Monroe. Monroe listed as a sophomore quarterback on the roster, but as we've seen players for Rayne go both ways.
It's all hands on deck. It's in the semifinals because you know, winner goes to the dome, the loser goes home.
So 2nd and goal from the 7-yard line. Penton, new play coming in, trips to the right. Willis, Bernard, and Smeraldo. You have Massa alone on the left. Penton calls for it, rolling to his right, looking for a receiver. Goes back, toss intended for Bernard, and it's overthrown. On the coverage was Trent Winbush.
Well, I'll tell you, number 25, Hunter Pryor, defensively kept Penton in the pocket, and he had to throw it away basically right there. He didn't really have a good target. Right now, Rayne is keeping 5 guys in the box, 4 down linemen, 1 linebacker, 6 defensive backs. That they're saying go ahead and run it. We'll take the chance, but we're going to shut you down passing-wise.
And that'll bring up 3rd and 7. Calling for it. Toss to Bernard. Bernard dancing around, and he'll be dropped for a loss there by number 23, Marlon Foreman. But a bit of a trick play there, as they looked like they were going to toss to Lowery, but Bernard was coming across the other way.
Didn't work, however. You know, anybody who's watching it, when the trick plays don't work, it's like, it didn't work, you know?
Right.
But if great call. When
it works.
Right. Well, now we're going to try a field goal.
Yeah,
So.
Massa on to attempt the field goal, the 28-yarder. Here on 4th down, snap. Nearly blocked. Kick is up, and it is good. So Massa remains perfect on the night. 7:33 remaining here in the 2nd quarter. And Lakeshore leads 6-0. So Harmon and Wimbush back to return as Massa kicks this one away for the Lakeshore Titans after his 28-yard field goal. Boots this one deep, see if it's another touchback. No, this one will be returned, but it's dropped. And picked up by Wimbush, looking to make a move. Cuts outside, looking to get to the sideline, and he'll get to about the 22-yard line.
That was a lot of action for nothing. For 20, well, actually 2 more
for
yards.
2 yards and a touchback.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So.
But now Rayne looking to get on the scoreboard as they trail 6-0. And Lakeshore's defense has been holding tough. I'm sure we'll continue to see the heavy dose of Harmon and Winbush. First down from the 21, so 1 yard more than a touchback. And Richard, Darian Richard going under center, the junior quarterback. Richard will hand off. This one goes to Harmon. He'll be bottled up and brought down by a host of Titans for a gain of about 3. On the tackle there was number 44, Zach Bernard.
Little buck sweep action, and the wing that time took it to the right. And then you, at some point where the hole is, you plant your foot in the ground and go 90 degrees up the gut, try to break it.
So 2nd and 7. Richard keeping this one, and he's wrapped up at the line by Christian Westcott and brought down by a host of other Titans. He gains about 3 with the extension there at the end, but that'll bring up 3rd and 4 for the Rayne Wolves.
I'm looking for the toss right here.
That's the toss to Winbush.
Yeah.
They've had a lot of success going to the left with that toss. Motion Harmon. Up the middle, right at him, goes Winbush, and nothing doing. Brought down by a host of Titans, led by Brian Fesky.
Right now, the defensive line for Lakeshore is shutting down that offensive line. They're doing a great job and limiting them to 2 and 3 yards, bringing up another 4th down where they're going to have to punt the ball. And this is always a little sketchy right here.
Absolutely. So back to punt. Morgan Manuel calling for it. The snap is there, and the punt is there. Block wasn't on. No pressure. Willis didn't get all of it at first, and there he's brought down close to the 45 by Fontenot.
And he's getting up a little gingerly. I would say Manuel likes to kick the ball. Line drive, basically over the top of the line, and hopes to get a bounce. Because it's tough to, bouncing ball, pick it out of the air. You really should get out of the way and let it settle down.
Let it go. So 1st and 10 from the 43 for this Titan offense. Penton trips to the right. Go hard count. New play coming in. Calls for it is Penton. Looking downfield, surveying, lofts it out for Massa, who's open, catches it, and he's down to the 15-yard line. On the coverage there was Johnny Deculet, and he just had him beat, plus great placement from the quarterback, Chris Penton.
Right on the money, right down the hash marks on that throw, and got behind the, I don't know how he did it, because the safety's back there. He really should be on him when he got there, but didn't. I'm sure Coach Ware's not going to be happy about that. Conversely, Coach Jones is very happy. Very happy about that.
So 5:05 on the clock here in the first half. 1st and 10 at the 14 for the Titans. Calling for it, Penton give to Lowery, and Lowery hit at the line of scrimmage, brought down by Tyrese Beverly.
As you get into a game, you get a feeling about how this game is going, whatever game it is that you're watching. In this game, I don't think, my feeling is, Rayne's not threatening this team. They're not threatening them at all. Lakeshore's doing everything they need to do to win the football game right now. They're passing the ball, they're picking up first downs, they make a long pass every once in a while, which is good, and they've settled in, and Rayne has not scared them.
Penton goes to Lowery once again. Some good push. Lowery still churning, and he'll be brought down after a gain of about 2. And then also, once Rayne gets the ball back, Lakeshore's defense is holding.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That Rayne just has not done anything to, and you don't see any excitement on that sideline over there. So momentum is right over here.
It was a 3-hour drive for Rayne. How much does that factor in?
Oh, well, normally they would have left at like 9 o'clock this morning and come over here and gone in the gym and laid down so they can get their legs underneath them.
Trips right. Penton calling for it, looking right side. Steps up. He'll take this one himself, and he looks to try and get to the sideline. Squirts through, and he gets down to the 2-yard line as both tacklers tried to arm tackle, and he just squirted on through.
This is where Lakeshore is really dangerous. If you don't hem him in and keep him in the pocket, then he can kill you because he'll start running. If you leave your man, he'll hit his man. If you don't leave your man, he'll run it.
So now Lakeshore has 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. Penton. Mason Poire checks into the game. He's the lone receiver to the right for the Titans. Calling for it. Penton, designed run to him, looking to get into the end zone. Let's see the call from the official, and they say he's down at the 1.
Just a quarterback power right there. Lead runner goes ahead and blocks for him, and he follows right behind him. A la Kansas State.
On comes a heavy package.
They're going to run it here.
So second,
either which way.
second and goal from the 1. Penton goes hard count. Rayne holds discipline. As a new play called in, and we have
Timeout.
a whistle as Rayne calls a timeout. So with 2:41 remaining here in the first half, Lakeshore leads 6-0. So Penton, second and goal from the 1. Penton, hard count again, coming out of the timeout. You have Masson Bernard out wide. Pitch to Westcott, and Westcott gets into the end zone for the score. Good wide open hole there from the offensive line on blocking there.
He got it on the toss and saw the opening, cut right. Instead of taking it outside, cut it right back up and into the end zone.
So Lakeshore scores our first touchdown of the game. They're looking to attempt the extra point with Massa. 2:35 remaining here in the first half. Massa to kick out of the hold of Mason Poirier. Snap is back. Extra point attempt is up, and it is good. So with 2:35 remaining here in the first half, Lakeshore leads 13-0. So Massa to kick this one away after the Westcott touchdown.
Back to receive the Massa kickoff.
This one going deep, and that will go into the end zone. They called the touchback. And now it looked like he caught it at the 1 and went in to the
It's a touchback.
end zone, but a touchback.
Yeah.
Either way.
Once he stepped into the end zone, it became a touchback.
So that'll bring 1st and 10 for the Rayne Wolves at the 20-yard line. 2:35 to go here in the first half. What do you think we see from them? Do they
They're going to stay with their
the run?
Yeah, stay with what they're looking for right now is this clock to run out 2:35 and regroup.
Calling for it, Richard toss out to Wimbush, and he'll get the first down and some, and a flag after the play.
Flag on the play.
A late entry into the game was that yellow flag right there.
See the call, that was a good run near sideline for Wimbush.
If you remember, that's how they opened up the game with that toss play.
Well, and they've had great success going to the left with that toss. A personal foul, so that'll move Rayne up even more afterward.
Personal foul.
And this
they're
changed
in Lakeshore territory.
This changed Coach Ware's mindset right now, because now we're across midfield. Is this the first time they've been across midfield, or they have our second time? Okay, I was going to say they haven't been very often. I know that.
Motion, Harmon. Richard give to Harmon, and he has a defender on his back, and he's brought down. And that defender is not someone you want on your back. That's Tylen Driver, the near 300-pounder.
No, I bet that was an explosion when it hit the ground. I got to tell you, they got yards on that, 4 yards on that speed sweep, but that's not been real kind to the Wolves.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 6 for the Wolves as Richard runs in with the new play. 1:47, and the clock is still running.
And they have not attempted a pass.
They have not. Richard, motion, calls for it. Give, going near sideline, has room to run. There's a flag down, and that may be a reason he had so much room to run. Looks like Lakeshore down on their sideline is signaling for the hold, as well as the cheering section here for Lakeshore. So it is holding on the Wolves. That'll back them up. So they get that good field position, Lakeshore territory, and now they're backed up. So that's kind of how the game's been for them. They, as my old offensive line coach used to say, Tony Hull, used to say, we pour ourselves a big old glass of milk and then we kick it over.
Second down and
second and 15.
14.
So a minute 29 on the clock here in the half as Lakeshore leads 13-0. Richard. Oh, and false start there on Colin Broussard.
Rayne shifted there to unbalance to the left side, and the guy that shifted there, number 11,
Broussard.
Broussard was a little too quick off the ball.
Prior to the play, though, some shades of Matt Canada offense.
Yeah.
Prior to the play. And that brings up second and 19. Electric crowd here at Lakeshore. Harmon motion. Here's their first pass of the game. Richard launching this one for Wimbush, and it's complete. Wimbush down the sideline, and he'll be brought down over there by Gaucher.
What they ran was basically a waggle pass. The tight end drags across the field. The tight end on the other, or wing back on the other side, runs a corner, but they brought Wimbush out of the backfield and up the sideline, and they've got a first down at the 23-yard line.
And Rayne will take a timeout with a minute 20 remaining here in the first half. Lakeshore leading 13-0. So first and 10 for the Wolves coming out of the timeout at the 23-yard line. Motion Harmon. Give goes to Wimbush, and he's brought down by Orvin.
That was the trap. They ran the trap right there.
That's a gain of
that 4. Came off of the speed. The guy moving in motion behind, and it came behind it with the trap, and got a couple of yards. 1:02 to go, first half.
1:02 to go, so it's second and 7. We're actually under a minute now. Think they speed it up, or are they just going to stick with
They're going to do what they're going to do.
Harmon, here's another pass from Richard. Launches this one, and it is incomplete. Wow. Intended out there for Johnny Deculet. And on the coverage out there was Brendan Perry along with Adam Randolph.
Wow, that was kind of thrown up there, if you ask me. But he had a lot of confidence that
Third down, Titan fans.
that his receiver would come, Deculet would come down. Yeah. So clock stopped. 45.1 to go. The first half on a third
and 7.
Yeah.
And here's Harmon in the backfield. He'll be brought down for a huge loss. Past the third, drop back to the 30, so that'll bring up fourth and very long.
Trick play. The back started to go and then stopped, and the quarterback snuck the ball underneath him, hoping that everybody would go to the right and he would peel back and come to the left, except that's not fooled.
Yeah, Lakeshore held very disciplined there. And they're going to attempt a field. Well, they need to call a timeout, and there Coach Ware finally calls it as the clock is stopped with 4 seconds remaining on the clock, and Lakeshore leading 13-0. So on for the field goal attempt, Morgan Manuel. Snap is high, kicked away, and it is short. No good, and that will take us to halftime as Lakeshore leads 13-0.
Tonight, the Silver Stars will be performing a palm routine to a pop mix.
Massa to kick this one away to start off the second half. The Senegal and Fontenot back deep to return for Rayne. Lakeshore leading 13-0. He boots this one, and it will be returned by Rayne. Cutting to the middle. This is Fontenot. And Fontenot getting out to about the 29-yard line. So check that, 24-yard line. Tiger, we see this Rayne offense. They've had some success athletically, but also they made some mistakes. What adjustments or what did they talk about at halftime?
I'll tell you, at halftime, just coming off the ball better. I mean, right now the whole ball of wax is that the defensive line from Lakeshore is dominating this offensive line. They're going to have to do a better job blocking against that five-man front right there, that stout five-man front. And we'll see how that goes.
First down, Richard under center. Richard calls for it. Give goes to Wimbush, and he's stuffed after a gain of 2. They're brought down by a host of Titans led by Orvin.
Unless they practiced the spread offense this week, you're going to get the same thing you got in the first half. They're going to try to run the football.
They're just going to try and use their athleticism. It's 2nd and 7 for the Rayne offense. Sending a guy out wide. Richard under center, motion Harmon, and Give goes to Wimbush again. That time offensive line got a good bit of push and a gain of about 4 on the carry.
Yeah, they didn't go wide. They came in closer, kind of a power play, a G block by the guard pulled and kicked out, and they ran up underneath that, got good yards. See, as I said early in the game, they want it to be 3rd and 1 or 2 like this.
And they have it right here. So 3rd and 2. Electric crowd here at Lakeshore looking to cheer on their team as they play in this semifinal matchup, looking to get to the dome. Richard calling for it. Handoff goes, and Harmon met at the line and dropped back. So that'll bring up 4th down. Check that, that was Wimbush. But the Lakeshore defense holds once again.
Yeah, they decided to go with a little trap play up the middle, thinking they could get 2 yards, but I think they only got 1. It's going to be 4th and 1, huh?
They haven't changed the down box over there.
Well, and Rayne keeps pointing like it's 1st down.
Nope, there they changed it. It's 4th and less than 1.
Yeah, it was like 3rd and 1, so you thought it was 1. It's less than 1. They're going to go for it.
Yeah, keeping the offense on the field. Fans getting loud. Richard under center. Coley drops the ball.
Oh, my God.
Drops the ball off the snap.
Oh, my God.
And Lakeshore holds on the turnover on downs. An excellent field position for the electric Lakeshore offense to come back out onto the field.
Definitely going with a quarterback sneak there, thinking they could get that half a yard, and then there's a fumbled snap. That's the worst thing that could happen for Rayne. And I'm going to tell you right now, if Lakeshore can punch it in here, this game's over.
Yeah, 1st and 10 for Lakeshore. Trips to the right. Great field position at the 33.
I got to think they're going to try to put the dagger in them right now.
Penton calling for it. Toss left side, complete to Massa for a gain of 5. And he gets out of bounds.
Massa, he should have caught that ball and turned up. He still had 2 or 3 yards before the defensive back. He could turn and possibly broken a tackle there. Pick up a 5, though. 4.
About
6
4.
Down, second down and 6.
Yeah, that'll bring up 2nd and 6 for Lakeshore. Trips to the right once again. Poirier. Bernard to the right. And Smeraldo. Calling for it is Penton. Looking right side. Pressure starting to break down. Tosses it short to Bernard, and he looked to have the 1st down. See where they spot it? Yes. 1st down. No, a little short. Inches. So it'll bring up 3rd and inches for the Titans here. But good, Penton had great patience there waiting and just threw to the open guy after being able to survey the field.
A lot of time, a lot of time.
So 3rd and inches, Penton.
We're going to run the ball. They pick
Yeah,
it up. Don't
we've seen
take any
this.
chances. Don't fool around.
They have trips to the right, but bunched in. Calling for it. Designed run for Penton. He'll have the first down.
Yep.
Then driven back by Rayne, but forward progress gets the first down for the Titans.
Good choice right
continue.
there. Good choice right there. Just take it yourself. You see an opening, you can get the first down, get it. That's all. There's no time to be fancy. This is the time. If you want to put them away, you got to do it right here.
As the Titans continue their drive, continue to march down the field, 8:26 on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. New play signaled in, Penton calling for it. He'll play action, toss this one, wide open, Jacob Bernard for the touchdown.
Really nice fake right there. Froze everybody, the linebackers, even the safety there. Bernard broke free, and Penton put it right on the money.
Yeah, and Bernard had Deculet beat by 4 steps. He was standing wide open, waiting in the end zone for that ball to come to him. So on to attempt the extra point is Massa out of the hold of Poirier. Snap is back, kick is up, and I believe they're going to call offsides on Tony Roberts. Yeah, it's called on Rayne. Let's see, waiting the call.
There's a kick.
Yeah, encroachment called on the defense.
Right, dead ball foul. Redo it.
So replay the kick. So Massa will redo the extra point out of the hold of Poirier once again. Snap, kick is up, and it is good. So with 8:08 remaining here in the 3rd quarter, Lakeshore leads 20-0. Senegal and Fontenot back to receive for Rayne. Massa to kick it off once again. Par for the course for him to boot it into the end zone. This is a long one. It will be returned, though. Returned from the 3. Senegal will be brought down over there on that far sideline by number 45, Daniel Melton, a freshman, getting reps on the varsity for Coach Jones.
Getting some special team action. Yeah, because he's going to be a sophomore, and then he's going to be a junior, and then he's going to be a senior. The more action he gets, the better he'll be.
It's a good thing about freshmen, huh?
Yeah, they're going to be sophomores. By now, he's played enough of a season to be a sophomore.
So 1st and 10 for Rayne. Motion Harmon. Give goes to Wimbush, and he's brought down at the line by Zach Bernard along with Womack.
That was misdirection. They start motion one way and try to run it back the other way. There's not, unless they break out here and start throwing the football, there is not a lot that they're going to do to change it. That's why I said at 20-0, and there's not been a sign of them having any kind of offense that this game is in the books.
Richard, give, run left side, and Gaucher and Brendan Perry. And Perry came from the other side of the field to get him. So a gain of 2.
And that'll bring up a 3rd down, Titans fans.
A 3rd down for Rayne, 3rd and 7.
I'd say 8.
And 3rd and 8.
I mean, it's not.
Electric crowd here at the Titan Coliseum. Lakeshore up 20-0, 2-back set.
From the shotgun.
Motioning out Wimbush. Calling for it, Richard looking to pass, launches this one out, and it will be overthrown. Good coverage from Randolph, covering Winbush there. And that'll bring up 4th down. And Morgan Manuel, and this deep in their own territory, think they'll bring the block?
Oh yeah, they're going to do it. They'll have enough guys rushing this guy for sure. I mean, he's not shown to be very good at this, so I would be going.
Snap, very low. Manuel able to get that one off, and that's a decent punt.
He boomed that one.
Through the hands of Bernard. Bernard being stalked down, making some dance moves, looking to cut back the other way. And he breaks away from the defenders, and he'll run out of bounds after crossing the 30. And the flag is out for the hit out of bounds on Bernard.
Yeah, it looked like the guy was trying to tackle him, and then he ran out of bounds. I think he got out of bounds before the guy got there. So that's not a good play on the part of Rayne.
Personal foul on the wall.
There was some personal foul on Rayne, but we've seen some very disciplined play from the Titans. Meanwhile, Rayne has set up residency in Penalty City.
Yeah, it's a little bit of self-implosion.
So 1st and 10 for the Titans. 6:52 on the clock here in the 3rd. Calling for it, play action, Penton, pressure bearing down, gets away from the defender, wants to launch this one away, and he'll be brought down at the line of scrimmage by number 16, Jamarcus Monroe.
Yeah, it's always dangerous when he eludes a tackler and has a little bit of extra time. Good coverage that time in the secondary by the Wolves. 2nd down and 11.
2nd and 11 with 6:23 on the clock here in the 3rd. And we have a whistle.
I think he threw somebody off the sideline.
Official timeout.
Right.
As
he's asked.
Yeah, there's a guy who over there, he doesn't look to be a member of the coaching staff or anything. He's just kind of standing on their sideline over there, and the officials tossed him.
He has been given an exit waiver, and he's exiting, or an exit certificate, I should say.
Mouthiness on the sideline. Bernard coming in with a new play here on 2nd and 11. Trips right. Calling for it. Dropping back, Penton looking to pass. Quick dump off to Max Lowery. And Lowery gets about a yard shy of the 1st down before being brought down by Pryor. But great play there by Penton as everything was starting to bear down on him. Able to just flip it over the line.
He was under a rush and very fortuitous situation in that Lowery was right there, and he dumped it off, and it's 3rd and 2. Or a long, 3rd and 2.
A long 2. Yeah. 3rd down, we have, let's see, Max Lowery has a little bit of a cut on his arm, so he has to come out. They're sending Westcott in to replace him. Here on 3rd down. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Penton. So Westcott going both ways for the Titans tonight. And Lowery got it bandaged up. He's ready to go back in. Play action complete to Poirier. And Poirier gets the 1st down plus some and keeps the Titan drive alive.
Just a quick slant right there on the play action. After the play action fake, boom, 1st down at the 35-yard line. Clock is running.
5:07 on it here in the 3rd quarter.
20-0 lead.
And Lakeshore on these drives able to eat up, passing the ball. They're able to eat up as much clock as the power run teams.
Oh, absolutely. It's the same method. It's just different ways of doing it.
So Penton dropping back, complete out there to Smeraldo, looking to cut back inside, and he'll be wrestled out of bounds by Jamarcus Monroe, but that is another first down for the Titans.
Titan offensive line doing a great job tonight blocking.
Yeah, I mean, don't even appear to be tired at all. They just keep laying it to the defensive line. 4:39 on the clock. Motion, Smeraldo calling for it. Penton, give to Lowery, has a huge hole, hit it hard, and he will rush inside the 10-yard line, still fighting forward to get inside the 5 before being brought down by the Wolves.
That's exactly what I was referring to. That offensive line is now exerting its will on that defense. They're only playing 5 in the box with 6 defensive backs, and when you do that, you're giving up something up the middle. And now the Titans are taking advantage of it.
So Lakeshore will set up trips to the left here on 1st and goal from the 5. Motion, Willis, Penton calling for it. He'll keep it himself up the middle, following his blockers, and he'll be stopped at about the 2-yard line and pushed back. Good push there, not enough to get into the end zone, but it's 2nd down.
You didn't have to hand the ball off. You didn't have to do anything. Run straight ahead. He was a little high when he got close to the end zone. He should have lowered himself a little bit, but you know what? They're going to score on the next 1 or 2 plays for sure.
That's what they do. So 2nd and goal from the 2. Calling for it. And that will be marked
Maximus Lowery up the middle.
at about the half-yard line.
Yep.
Maximus Lowery on the carry, and he's been, I mean, he filled in for Josh Hayes, who had the season-ending injury. He filled in week 10, Lowery, and he's been stellar since. Trips left here on 3rd and goal. Rayne looking for a stand. Penton calling for it. Give goes to Lowery, and he will walk into the end zone for the score. Maximus Lowery, his 8th touchdown of the postseason.
They're getting the maximum out of Maximus.
Yes. And his PA announcer saying, "Are you not entertained?" So Massa on to attempt the extra point out of the hold of Poirier. Snap back, kick is up, and it is good. So with 2:45 remaining here in the 3rd quarter, Lakeshore leads 27-0. Massa to kick this one away for Lakeshore. Winbush and Harmon back deep to receive. This one will be returned by Winbush. Full head of steam, looking to bust through, and he gets out to about the 28-yard line. So Lakeshore's defense has been absolutely stellar. 0 points for Rayne tonight. Able to bottle them up. We counted they only crossed the 50 twice. So
And ended up back on the other side.
Very
once,
true.
Right? So yeah.
We talk about the Lakeshore's offense and how electric they are, but this defense is stellar.
They have shut down the Wolves.
Richard hands off to Winbush, looking to bounce outside, and he will be brought down over there on the far sideline by Orvin. And they will mark it a gain of 3.
I see a lot of white on that play. I saw a lot of white jerseys and numbers, meaning that they weren't blocking the way that they needed to. And a lot of that had to do with Lakeshore pushing them back, you know. And but I will say Winbush is still running the ball hard. Down 27-0. He's still running like they're in the game.
He's a senior. This is potentially his last game. He's going to give it his all. There they do the toss to the left side by Winbush, and he'll be brought down for no gain by Michael Gaucher. So that'll bring up 3rd down.
Gaucher played that as good as you possibly could. As he was with the guy trying to block him, with him, and then shedded him to make the tackle. That's exactly what you want to do. Stay with your guy, stay with it, keep your shoulders square, and then get rid of him and make the tackle.
Indicative of a 4-year starter, a veteran player for Lakeshore. So that brings up 3rd down and 7. Minute 50 to go here in the 3rd. Richard calls for it. He'll pass here. Tylen Driver got a lot of penetration, and Richard takes off. He'll be upended after crossing the 40-yard line by Brendan Perry.
And a rare first down by the Wolves as they have struggled offensively.
Yeah, new play coming in. That'll move the chains. It's 1st and 10 at the 42. A minute and a half to go here in the 3rd. Harmon, motion, Richard looking to pass again. Lofts this one up. That's a floater, and that'll be picked off by Gaucher at the 25-yard line. He's looking to get it back to the middle following blocks from Randolph, cutting it back, weaving through traffic, still on his feet, 45-40, and he will step out of bounds. But a big interception for Gaucher and the Titans, and they have great field position once again to start this drive. A 4-year starter coming up big.
Experience. Now, the kind of the funny part about it is Lakeshore hasn't had any experience in the playoffs. Well, guess what? This is 4 games now that they've had and won. They're going to win this one 4 in a row and have a little momentum going into the Dome.
The first time a St. Tammany Parish Public School team, and we're saying this with a minute left in the 3rd, will go to the Dome since 2000 with Salmon when they took on John Curtis.
And took
you were on that staff.
And won.
Trips left, calling for it. Penton, pass complete. Willis, room to run. He'll be pushed out of bounds by Harmon, and that'll be another first down, but there's a flag after the play. It looks to be on Rayne for unsportsmanlike conduct. No, it's on Lakeshore. Called on an offensive lineman.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some unpleasant words being passed amongst each other down there.
Well, and sometimes that flag is thrown on the second guy to react.
Well, yeah, and you just don't want to get caught doing it, whether you're the first, the second, or at all. As they say, just keep your mouth shut and play the game.
So still first down. 53 seconds. Clock is running. Trips left. Penton calls for it. Looking left side, slings it out, complete to Bernard, and he'll be brought down by Tony Roberts.
Went back to that quick slant, off the play action, boom, complete.
20 seconds and running here in the 3rd, second and about 6.
We're going to go to the 4th quarter.
Yeah, they're going to let
with the Titans
down.
up 27-0 over the Rayne Wolves.
The start of the 4th quarter. The final stanza here in a semifinal matchup. Lakeshore and Rayne. Lakeshore leads 27-0. And more talking over on the sideline of Rayne, the officials talking it over with Coach Ware. More discussion, maybe, yep, and play will get started after the meeting with the coach. So Penton on second down, 2nd and 6, will call for it, still looking to pass. Rolling to his right as pressure bears down. He'll keep this himself. He'll get past the sticks and go out of bounds. Good play by the senior quarterback to get another Titans first down and keep the drive moving. First and 10 once again from the 30 for the Titans, going trips left. Looking for the new play from the sideline. Handoff goes Max Lowery, has a hole, hit it, and he'll gain about 2, but there's a flag on the play. It looks to be thrown in the area of, a chop block called on Lakeshore, so that'll back him up.
Shot block called on Lakeshore.
And Tiger, we see those every single time they go to the line, we see those hard counts from Lakeshore every single play.
Well,
what's the strategy behind it?
What they're doing is instead of huddling up and sending the play in, they're standing up there. They could, if the coach signals a signal, could run a play that they have. But in the meantime, they get them to a line, look at what the defense lined up in, and then call the play that they want to do that. It's there's no big mystery to it. They're just using the time to see how the other teams lined up. See now, so we see them like this, which we knew they were going to be like. Now we're going to run this. That hadn't changed. How they lined up hadn't changed every time.
And the handoff goes to Westcott, still on his feet as he beats some arm tackles, and he presses forward to the 30-yard line. So a big gain, but he'll get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Hard running right there by Westcott. He did not go down on the first hit. He plowed through a couple of wolves, and it's going to be now 2nd and 10, a 10-yard pickup on that play.
Westcott, a 6-foot, 185-pound sophomore, listed as a linebacker, but also playing running back. And we have a player down, so we'll step away for the injury timeout. 2nd and 10 for the Titans here. Trips to the left after the injury timeout. Penton calling for it. Throw the screen out to Massa. Massa upfield 20, 15, and he'll get down to about the 11-yard line before being brought down over there by Wimbush.
We saw that play early in the game, but hadn't seen it since. Come right back to it. Big yardage, first down. And the only thing we want right now at this point is the clock to run.
Absolutely.
As should North Shore.
So it's 1st and 10 after they reset the chains. Clock still running. 10:27 to go here in the 4th. Trips right, Penton calling for it. Screen out again, this time to Willis. Willis pushing upfield. Harmon got a hold of him, and Harmon will sling him down. And he'll be very close to the first down. Looks to be a gain of about 8. So it'll bring up a 2nd and a long 2.
Well, I'll tell you what, Penton has not missed many tonight. He was 10 of 11 for 111 yards in the first half. He's been accurate, the whole evening.
And the whole season, really. Penton, hard count on 2nd and 2. 9:40 on the clock here in the 4th. Calling for it. Pulls it. Keeps it himself. Cuts and touchdown. Chris Penton on the keeper. And these fans very satisfied in knowing their team is going to go to the Dome.
Oh, yeah.
To take on the winner of Warren, Easton, and Carr. Electric crowd here tonight. Packed house. Packed house. Massa attempting the extra point, and that is no good. So with 9:27 remaining here in the fourth, Lakeshore leads 33-0. So Massa to kick this one away. Lakeshore a commanding 33-0 lead. A packed house here at Lakeshore. People lining the track. Rayne brought a good amount of people, a lot of people over here on Lakeshore's side, and this will be a touchback, par for the course for Massa on the kickoff. But 9:27 to go before Lakeshore heads to the Dome to take on the winner of Carr and Warren Easton.
First time in the semifinals, first time to the Dome. Nothing wrong with that.
No.
You know, they talk about, oh, you know, you got to have experience. Can you make it? Da-da-da-da-da. Of course, they'll be saying the same thing again next week. You're in the Dome for the first time.
Absolutely.
You know, so you better be ready. You better
and Easton
be ready
was there. Easton was there recently, 2 years ago. Carr was there last year. And here a handoff goes to Winbush, and he'll be brought down after a gain of about 7 on the carry. But I don't think Lakeshore cares too much about that experience argument. They've proven it wrong
so far.
So far.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's a little different under those lights. I'm not going to say that it will matter one way or the other.
Also, how much of a difference in depth perception is it having?
It's enclosed. Things will go up. I mean, you basically can do it. They will get a chance on Wednesday or
Wednesday, because games start on Thursday.
Right. So they will get a chance to go down there and practice in the Dome. All 9 teams will practice in the Dome. 18. It's 9 games, 18.
Yes.
So they'll get a chance to practice, kind of get used to the sidelines and everything, get an idea where their dressing room is, and then when it's game time, they're going to walk out there and those lights are going to be on, and the place will be rocking and rolling.
As Richard pitch out to Winbush, he's gobbled up by driver. A flag is down. Since you've been there before, what's the typical week of preparation before you play in the state championship? Understandably, it changes between teams, but what's preparation like?
Well, number one, they're not going to have this problem. But if you don't have a turf field, you want to practice on a turf field. So if you were Fontainebleau, you'd ask Lakeshore, could we come practice over here all week? That's not the case here. They've got a turf field. So that's one of the things. When I was at Salmon, we went on Wednesday and practiced at Tulane one time, and then I think Tad Gormley had the turf, and we practiced at Tad Gormley. So we actually got more. We got as many practices as we could on it, but we had at least that plus the practice. We did Tulane, we did Tad Gormley, and then we did the Dome. So we had as much
turf practice as possible.
Being on it, knowing what it feel like,
and was that back when they had that AstroTurf down, rather than this the nice stuff they had?
No, it wasn't this turf field. No, for sure not. But it's pretty much the same thing. You're not, back then you were get out your tennis shoes and let's go.
Right.
You didn't need cleats.
Yeah, when I was playing Pelican Park, we got a game on the Saints field, and we played in our tennis shoes, and my arm was red after from all of the getting eaten up by the turf.
Right. Yeah, you had the turf virus. Complete pass.
Harmon taken down by Randolph, and he'll still be about 9 yards shy of the first down, but continuing with Dome Week preparation.
So you want to make sure that you get everything. I tell you, the number one thing is you have to scout your opponent. Those coaches will literally spend hours starting with
tonight, right?
Tomorrow, tonight, or whatever. they probably exchanged already with both or agreed to. It's so much easier now.
With the
Before,
home.
we used to go drive the and meet them up and change the thing. So that would be Friday night or Saturday morning at 5 o'clock in the morning and come back and start watching film. But you got to scout them to decide how you're going to defend them.
Bernard and Ziegler, big sack on Richard.
See, I have to say that now Rayne hasn't played well, but I thought their defensive, the way that they were defensing, they did a good job. Because to me, it would have been 55 or 60 nothing, easy. But they did a really great job of defending them. They just didn't have the athletes really to stay with them. They didn't have the combination of strong guys up front and athletes. They have a few athletes in the secondary, but not enough to keep up with them. So it'll be interesting to see how either Carr or Warren Easton play Lakeshore, because they're going to have more athletes on the field.
Yes.
Both those teams.
I mean, every year Carr has 5, 6 Division I guys. And this punt is away, rolling back. Bernard gets away from it. And it'll be down at the 35-yard line or the 34.
I have a friend in Nebraska that calls me all the time and starts asking me about different players, and a lot of them are from the West Bank. So Carr, Landry Walker,
yes.
all those teams on that side of the river have good players.
Well, those were your state champions last year.
Right. So it's already known, and there's probably 4 or 5 D1 either commits or they're possible signees.
Right.
At this point.
Electric crowd here.
I would expect them to. I don't know that they're going to throw the football right here. They need to just run.
A heavy dose of Max Lowery. Oh, they have the keeper. And Penton will be brought down, but
here's why I worry. Right, 6 minutes to go. You're up 33-0. I'd be handing the ball off. I'd let somebody run it. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so my quarterback's not getting injured before I go into the Superdome.
Absolutely. We could see Parker Orvin momentarily, the backup quarterback, going in to run the ball and hand off to David Brown, and that's good. David Brown getting some carries here in the semifinal matchup. The senior playing his final game here at Lakeshore.
Well, it'll be one they remember all their lives.
Absolutely.
Hey, remember we won at home, and we went to the Dome. Of course, I got to tell you, the number one thing besides scouting the opponent is to get your team focused on not the fact that they're playing in the Dome, is that they want to win the state championship. What can we do to win the state championship?
Absolutely.
What can we do?
Because it's not enough to just make it there. You want to win.
Right. You don't want to. It's like last week was Thanksgiving week. You don't want to make the third week of the playoff and lose because you would have coached all week on a week you would have been off. Right. And then you lose? No coach wants that.
Absolutely not. And no player wants that either.
No.
That's speaking as a player who lost on Thanksgiving week, my junior year of high school. Trips left. Handoff goes to Brown again. He'll cross the 50 at 3-yard game.
Well, since we're talking about Thanksgiving week, when I was coaching at Salmon one year, we played the third round game on Thanksgiving Day in Baton Rouge. We played Capital of Baton Rouge.
What went into that decision making?
Well, couldn't get this stadium, and we went up there and spanked them for making us play. No, we won. We played good. We won, but people were not real happy that they had to give up their Thanksgiving Day.
I don't know. I bet you had some pretty upset parents.
Yeah. So we had it the next day. We had it Friday at the field house. We had a big.
You had a Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving dinner. Yeah.
Did you invite the parents too?
Oh yeah. They brought the food.
Here's a curtain call for Chris Penton as he comes off the field. They put in Parker Orvin. Penton, his last time on the field at Lakeshore, he receives quite an ovation from the crowd here.
Orvin, 20 years from now. Yeah, man, I played in the semifinal game.
Absolutely.
He did, and he handed it off.
He hands it off to Brown. Brown busted forward. And that's a big gain for the senior running back. Gets down to about the 25-yard line.
And he's going to say, I ripped one off in the semifinal game. Man, do you remember when I did that?
A lot of memories.
Yeah.
A lot of memories being made tonight.
Oh, yeah.
3 minutes on the clock remaining here in the game before we can officially say that Lakeshore is headed to the Dome.
I just want to go on record. I think I said that with 10 minutes to go in the third quarter.
You did. That's true. But it's not official.
But it's not official. It's true. Look at that hit.
So big hit on Brown.
Yeah.
He gets back up, looking at the defender, saying, I'm going to shrug this one off and keep on going.
Winbush with a. Oh, he wants it again.
Yeah, he's saying, give me the rock.
Give me. I want Winbush. David Brown, come on, run it again. Let's go. What do we wait for?
Second and waiting for Langclose to come off the field. Langclose.
Right.
Receiving a curtain call now as well. The senior coming off the field. Brown gets the handoff and wanted to lay a hit there. Gets a gain of about 4, but that'll bring up. Well, no, check that. He gets a gain of about 2.
And in the fourth quarter, Edna Carr still trailing Warren
And
Easton 6-12.
Hearing over the PA, Warren Easton leading.
Anything can happen in that game.
We saw
I can tell you.
Carr come back against Clark 2 weeks ago. So 3rd and 7, fans chanting Superdome. And that handoff goes on 3rd down, gets to about the 20-yard line. And Coach Jones has the Gatorade dumped on him over on the sideline. Hugging it out with Jacob Bernard and Christian Westcott down there. What a moment.
Good time.
Good times. What a night.
Yeah.
A minute left on the clock.
I think Lakeshore's kind of been a secret all year. The secret's out of the bag.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And people had doubts coming into that Neville game. I think that silenced many of them. And then this silences the rest of them as David Brown carries close to the 5-yard line.
Wow. Yeah, he's ready. He wants to go. He wants to score.
He's saying give it to, he wants to get in the end zone.
Come on
30
now.
seconds on the clock.
No, come on now, dude.
And they're going to go into victory formation.
Oh, man.
They drop.
They don't even have to run a play.
No. Wow, that is the game.
That's it.
We can officially say it as Lakeshore wins 33-0. The Lakeshore Titans are going to the Superdome to play for the 4A state championship.
Great year. 14-0 for the Titans. They want to get 15 next week. As we said earlier, the winner goes to the Dome. The loser goes home.
Lakeshore going to the Dome undefeated, 14-0, looking to make it 15-0 in the state championship. So let's send a big thank you to all those who helped bring you this game, starting with our superintendent, Mr. Trey Foles, our director of broadcasting, Dr. Melody Menard, sideline cameraman, Rhett Sharp, cameraman, editor, and coordinator of Channel 13, Dave the Rave Williams, color analyst tonight, Charles Tiger Edwards. So from Lakeshore High School, where the Lakeshore Titans defeat the Rayne Wolves 33-0 to move on to the state championship. My name is Grant Yenny. Good night. You are now leaving the Prep Zone.